Biggie. All right, I heard this is funny. I'd like to have a couple fucking laughs today. And I don't have a horse in the race. You know, I know of both of these guys. So I'm going to do a live review of this. I didn't watch it. Talked to a couple people that did. So let's see what happened. I don't know what happened. You know what happened? I don't know what happened. Who knows what happened? I don't know. Let's see what happened.
Roll for Ohio.
Is it worth watching?
Business checking with no monthly maintenance fee, so you don't chew through your profits.
I tell you, I'm glad that it's the 20th. I celebrate the 20th more than the 19th because people are done begging for votes. Like, I don't like when everybody's begging for votes. Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Every fucking video, vote for me, vote for me. Oh my God, get over it. Please, please get over it. I asked for a couple. I put the link in my chat, but it gets obnoxious. All the vote for me, please vote for me. So I'll just start there. All right, let's go. Sorry.
Darth Lopez, he's here.
A little early.
Yeah, a little early for you. So on a Sunday. So I appreciate you jumping on. I think there was an invite out to me to jump on your stream at your afternoon. You have a Sunday stream, but it's a little it doesn't work for me. So we agreed that you'd come on here. So
LCS has the whole fucking crew there. You seen Hall, you seen DJ Lynx, you seen who else was there? Darth Lopez was up in there, like Scrucis. The whole fucking crew, man. Let's fucking go, dude.
I mean, my point of view is kind of maybe start from the beginning, and kind of just walk through some of the events over the last couple of weeks. So
sure, it's your show, man. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I reached out to you in the beginning of the month and said, "Hey, do you want to make a video for the CBC Awards?" Which we normally do. We highlight other people, creators for the CBC Awards.
All right, so you got right to it. What up, GT and Darth? Good to see y'all. I'll drop a link. Anybody wants to hop in, you're more than welcome. We're just going to kind of give this a little look-see and get a live reaction from me, you know. What the hell am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I actually stopped by Razer to see if there was a link in the chat. I wasn't going to hop in the chat and be like, hey, I'm doing a stream about you right now. So I didn't want to feel like I was trying to drag from his fucking chat or whatever. So I just didn't see a link. I didn't go. But I was thinking about hopping on there and saying, hey, man, I'm going to do this video, watching the thing, give a reaction. But, you know, whatever.
And one of the reasons why I reached out to you was because I know there was a little back and forth with some other community members about gatekeeping and things like that. So I said, let me reach out to Razer.
So he reached out to him after the gatekeep. I wasn't sure if it was before or after. I wonder how that worked out. Actually, is that the real way it went? Is that not the way it went? I don't know. Did he say gatekeeping first, or was it okay? Was it before or after the circumstances? Was it before or after the LCS? Was it before or after the Izzy? I just let it play. There's a whole psychology about this shit.
Bring them on. We'll have them do a video, and the CBC Awards show is highly viewed, and so it'll maybe get you in front of some eyeballs that that aren't aware of your channel. That was my thought behind it. So I don't know if you have any other thoughts about that.
No, I think we're pretty much beyond that. I mean,
well, you offered him to come on. Yes. Is that what about the part where you said he could? All right, whatever. I don't know. That's a weird question.
Yeah, that's you summed it up. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what happened. You reached out to me. There was some disconnect, and then I decided
we traded.
Darth,
What up?
what's up, man? I figured I haven't seen this yet, so I'm gonna
Oh yeah, you doing a live reaction?
live reaction.
Oh, I know. Well, Razor's on right now. MJ's interviewing McClay. The multiverses are colliding.
Nice. Good
Let's go.
old MJ Comics, yeah. And Brian McClay. I actually stopped by Razor's. I didn't see a link, and I didn't want to say like, "Hey, I'm doing a video about you." Like, try to take from his chat or whatever. But
Yeah, nah, just it is what it is.
so I just
He got some people on. He's doing all right.
yeah, I thought he usually put a link in the chat. I was gonna hop on and be like, "Hey, man, I'm just let you know I'm doing a live review," but I didn't see a link, so I just started my stream.
Yeah.
So we're going to dissect this part by part. I'll pause it periodically, and we could comment on it. All right.
All right.
Cool.
We traded some phone, it was phone tag type stuff back and forth, and I think the 3-hour difference has something to do with it. And you ultimately you left me a voice message on Instagram, and to me.
So Brian's jumping, I think, pretty far. He's dismissing the fact that he was ignoring Razor for a big chunk of that. He's just jumping to the voicemail, which I think is convenient for him.
Well, man, I try. I don't want to look like I'm biased, but look, you could tell that Brian was prepared, and I think Brian wanted to swing the narrative quickly.
Yeah, he didn't play into the "I was ignoring you" shit at all.
Like, no, not at all. No. Okay.
Maybe I'm sure Razor will probably bring that up, so we'll see.
Well, he did. Razor went live like I don't know, 30 minutes after that.
I mean, we're just going by what Razor told us.
Me listening to it, you were a little agitated. You were upset with the back and forth, the situation, and so when I heard your message, I basically said, maybe it's good that I just cut my losses here, and not have you do a video, because like I said, my impression of listening to your voice message was you were agitated, you were annoyed already, and we hadn't really even got to the meat of the video. Exactly. So I just said, it's probably not worth it.
So he's saying that Razor had a little fucking attitude. Apparently, that's interesting. Razor had a little attitude before he could figure out what he needed to do, I guess.
Oh, here we go. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, switch to my. No, I missed out. What'd you say?
I said I guess it looks like Brian heard a voice message from Razor and said maybe we should cut our losses. I think Razor was probably a little aggravated because he was getting ignored a little bit. Felt like he was getting big time. Might have left a little bit of a snarky voice message, which I hate voice messages, by the way. But yeah. Fucking LCS is like, you kind of had a little attitude, so I figured let's just cut you from the show. That's kind of where we're at right now. But he did leave out the fact that he was kind of big time in him, I would guess.
Right. Or maybe he was busy.
Worth my time.
What is it? Sorry.
I said maybe he was busy. I mean, you can take that both ways,
Yeah, I mean, we're just going by what Razor said. I did see Razor say like he was kind of ignoring him, I guess.
Because I have a lot of other things that I need to do to get ready for the awards. So that was my thought. I sent you a voice message back saying, I apologize that we didn't connect, but let's just skip it. That was basically right.
Right. Yeah. So we skipped it.
And then from my perspective, after that fact, it seemed like my opinion, you got a little upset, a little butthurt about that, and then basically started to kind of nitpick on the awards, or had questions about the awards, and then basically call me out and start making some personal attacks on me, telling me to go fuck myself, calling me names, things like that. So
okay, first of all, I thought this this is
coming in hot, bro. Coming in hot. He's coming.
Bro, this is so funny, dog. Because the way I understood it was like I guess this is a discussion, but I thought Razor was going to fucking ask him some questions. It's all been Brian the
Well,
whole time.
yeah, bro. Again, look, I'm looking at it neutrally. I understand there's a narrative. You can say people can paint the narrative that Razor is attention, right? It's butthurt. Okay, fine. You can go with that narrative. It can be kind of accurate. At the same time, I see Brian. I think was coming to somewhat retaliate a little bit. Come
Yeah,
prepared.
yeah.
Come aggressive, saying,
A little bit,
call,
right?
yeah, you call me out. This is what this is. I think he kind of pushed that narrative a bit and was prepared. Especially if you haven't seen it all, you'll see.
Oh, I'm about to see it. Yeah, I
Right,
want to see it.
kind of prepared for it, and I think Razor might have been just a tad bit underprepared. But to Razor's credit, throughout the whole thing, he's saying, "Yo, I didn't come to talk about the video I did on you. I came to talk about these questions."
Right.
It was
Well,
very lopsided in the chat. I mean, it was what it was. Um, but at the same time, I would say if you're Razor, then you have to be held accountable for what you call out, what your actions are, or whatever it is, right? So you got to be prepared. It's like, what I mean? The community is in a different era now, bro. Like this stuff is happening more and more. So if you're going to engage in these conversations, debate with whatever you want to call them,
yeah.
you got to be prepared. You like if you're going to call somebody out on whatever it is, if that's what you want to do, you got to be prepared and you got to think ahead, think of any counters that are going to be thrown your way. So I think
All right.
could have been a
Well,
bit underprepared.
Razor's fucking up right now because fucking LCS is talking a lot. It seems like he's overwhelming them, but he is giving them chances to pop in there. And he's just giving like one word answers. Like fucking say something, Razor. Like he's not saying shit. He's just going, "Yep, that sums it up." Like he had a chance to say something. So I can't just be like Brian's overwhelming him. He's giving them chances. Just Razor ain't saying shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at, right? And this has kind of gone on for like 2 weeks since we traded, we traded voice messages on Instagram, and so now here we are, right? To hopefully try to answer any of the questions that you have, and then, like I said, I don't have a problem with people taking shots at the awards. Like that's been going on since the beginning of the awards, so that's not new. What bothers me about the way you've gone about it is the personal attacks, right? You basically have called me out, and you claim that you're the reporter of the comic book community and you want to state facts, but a lot of the stuff that you've said is incorrect. Right?
Really? Okay. Now that we had your moment about 7 minutes.
Holy shit! It just went up. So, for y'all that didn't catch that, Brian LCS is basically saying, "Listen, Razor, you claim to be telling everybody nothing but 100% fact, and I am here to tell you right now, dude, you're making some of that shit up." That's a bold fucking move by LCS. He threw the pie first, dude. He's like, "You know what? We're here now. Let's do this." You can hop in too, Alan, if you want. What up, Loke, Nigan, and Kenneth Burt, and the great legend. So, yeah, fucking good old LCS, man. He definitely pumped up the volume right there, dude.
Oh, like I said, and Razor's is giving away home field advantage. Going on,
yeah, but you
right?
can still defend yourself. It's just
right. He was, bro. Again, like I said, I don't think he was prepared. You got to understand, like,
LCS is cooking right now. I got to see what
he was. Yeah,
yeah,
right. Really, and you got to be prepared. Like, if once you start using harsh language, bro. Okay, so that puts that other guy. It puts Brian in a compromising position. This guy just did some rants on me, called me out of my name, yada yada yada. Okay, so then I'm gonna, if Brian's probably thinking, I'm just looking at strategically, right? If I'm Brian, I'm probably thinking the same way, probably gonna come at him the same way. So it's up to Razor to know that I gotta understand that I just called this guy out, called him out of his name, yada yada yada, questioning your whole award thing. whatever the case may be. You got to be prepared for Brian to come at you aggressively.
Yeah, this is fucking amazing. So I'm sure by this point, Razor's going to say something. Razor, you got to say something, bro. You got to say something, man. Fuck, because Brian's done. He's glossed over the fucking you was getting ignored. He fucking said it was he knew that you were saying people were gatekeeping you before he actually sent you the invite. You in return left a shitty ass voice message, and that was the point where he said, you know what, fuck it, you're not on, which makes sense if this is the way the story is for real. And then at the end, at this point, he's saying you're basically making shit up. And unless Razor, you gotta fucking bring us something, dog, right now.
Monetization.
Can I interject now, or I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, I'm just saying, like, no, we can get into it. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that you've said in a couple of your videos.
Okay, I would like to get to those.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So
perfect.
I'll let you jump in because I said a lot.
Thank you. So yes, for starters, the Instagram thing, I don't give a shit about being involved in the video, to be honest with you. What pissed me off more was the snubbing. You basically did let me know that you're available for a certain date and time all day is what you told me. So I reached out to you bright and early. You didn't get back to me. And then you told me you'd be available after 9 p.m. So that's a snubbing, as a professional. And I am a professional, whether you think so or not. In my professional life, if I set an appointment, whether it be for a make-believe award show or an actual appointment for banking purposes or whatever, and somebody tells me they're going to be available all day, I expect it to be available, all day, not 9 p.m. So when you told me that, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I apologize.
Go ahead. But I definitely want to comment.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you do. But so being a professional and somebody who's running an award show, and like you said, somebody who, I guess, I'm a community reporter, I don't get the facts straight. I would imagine that you might take a couple of minutes of the day.
All right, I'm not trying to cut Razor off, but we got another guest. Razor's getting to some good little points. He's saying some stuff. Good to have you, Alan. Glad. Have you watched this yet?
Sure, Alan.
No. Can you give me the quick?
Okay, so
summary?
up to this point, Brian has basically said most. Brian has been like, this is basically like I messaged you. I asked you if you would do a 1 minute video for my channel to get you a little attention from my crew or whatever. Okay. And so it went from that to I noticed I sent the invite before, or I sent the invite after I knew that you were saying that people were gatekeeping. I don't know if that means it was during when Razor was talking about Izzy or circumstances.
Who was gatekeeping? Like gatekeeping people from being part of?
Yes, Razor's saying that there's gatekeepers in the community, and maybe LCS is one of them, like one of the head ones, apparently. I don't know how late into the thing. That's all I was having.
I don't know how much gatekeeping there is if they let Sticky Goose be in it. So,
yeah. That's a good point.
I think that was just Razor created that narrative, so that it's just being used against them. Because I think there's others within that pocket of community multiverse. They kind of feel that way about Razor, right? They've said what they said about him, and it is what it is. So Brian is kind of running with something that a lot of other people feel about Razor.
That he's that Razor's not reporting the facts, or what's the issue?
Yeah, basically that he's not all made up and just a way for
I'm gonna get to that at the very end. We're almost there, Collector Allen. So basically, he asked him like 3 questions, and each one of them so far, Razor's been like given 1 or 2 word answers, like yes or that's about it. And then it got to a point to where he said, so after I invited you, after I knew that you said people were gatekeepers, you messaged me in a voicemail that was not, it seemed like you had a bit of an attitude kind of. And that was the point where Brian said, all right, you're out of the intro video. You don't get a minute video. And then this is the end. He goes, so you're supposed to be the community news person, and I don't think everything you're saying is true and factual. Now we're at this point right now.
Okay. Okay, sounds lots of
Yeah,
drama. Okay, cool.
Razer is kind of responding to it, and he's got to the point to where he got kicked out, I think, just about. So we'll just play it from here.
To answer at the time that I had was literally 1 or 2 questions. So because I got snubbed and you didn't have the time for me, I decided to do a video and do a little bit more digging. And the digging that I did do is not made up. The sponsors that sponsor your award show, that's not made up. These guys like Rob Fatstacks, Mark from Legion of Comics, give you hundreds of dollars to sponsor your award show. That's not made up. And the ballots,
We'll get into those. We'll get into the facts.
Give me a second. And the ballots, you have it marked as a presenter. So presented by Legion of Comics. When in reality, Mark is not a presenter. He's the sponsor. He paid you to be the sponsor of his own award that he's probably going to win for his own award category. That's not made up. The live.
He's not going to win. I'm up against him, so. I'm just messing around. So yeah, I don't know. I think last year though, Rob was also the sponsor for the award that he was up for, and he didn't win it.
He's not. The problem is what Razor's saying right now ain't even fucking true, because fucking Legion, he might have paid for the category, but he got voted into the shit. He didn't pay to get in.
Yeah. They didn't get paid to get in.
No,
and it doesn't actually affect who wins that award.
No. What up, man?
So it's sort of like we're a fairly small community if you think about it. It's maybe like 100 channels max, right? And Rob Fatstacks, he and a few others like K-pop and I think Bleecker as well are helping run this award show, right? Where they are being the ones that doing the announcements. And sometimes there's a crossover where you are the announcer for your own category. Well, that just happens because
I didn't know fucking Bleecker and K-pop were announcing the winners. Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
I think they're. I don't know if they're announcing anybody, but they are involved with helping with the awards, weren't they?
I didn't know that. They might have done something that I'm not sure.
I thought they were like when they curated the original finalists.
I think Bleecker is part of like the team or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm not like I'm not saying that they're biased or anything like that, but I think they were part of the initial pool of people. Like it's sort of like when you have award shows like the Academy Awards. There's always like the Academy, right, which is a group of professionals within the organization, and they are the ones that are they're the committee. That's my point, that they're involved with. It's not that they're they're gatekeeping or biased or anything like that. They're just part of like helping run this whole thing.
Well, I'm glad you're on, because you can get a fresh view of
perspective.
This. Yeah, like I'm getting. All right, let's keep going.
Live schedule that you have on your CBAC Awards website, a live schedule that you have that promotes everybody, basically are your friends, and it's not up to date. The people that are on there, people are not like me, are not on there. So it's an old schedule and it's not up to date. That's not made up. Okay. So I understand where you're probably thinking I'm taking personal attacks, but what I'm doing, Brian, is I'm actually bringing a lot of questions to light. Third one. Omnibus, Bo, another one of your friends, and I forward you the link just to be.
Yeah, I got the clip. I can play the clip. Let me know.
Because I do my research, even though you probably don't think I do. There is a link on Legion's Lair where Omnibus, Aussie Bo, whatever the fuck you say his name, basically says, hey, yeah, my family voted for me. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. I got nominated for a category I should have been nominated for. Mark, your buddy, Legion of Comics, was on there, agreed. You didn't say anything. The transparency, that's a question mark. Okay. So I think that you saying that I'm making up these accusations is pretty far-fetched.
All right, well,
there's a lot of questions here.
Can we pause and let me respond? So
absolutely.
Let me start with the personal attack stuff and let me know if this is you.
He doesn't give a shit about little guys like me. Matter of fact, he asked me to make a video, a 60-second clip or whatever, which I would have gladly have done if he wasn't just an asshole and didn't return my call. Right, yeah. Ask me to do something for him, for his Comic Community Awards, just like he does the rest of you guys. Ask you to make him content because he doesn't do the editing. He can't host it by himself. Can't put it together by himself. He needs help from the whole community. in which he makes money off of. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. Ask the guy. He'll tell you. If he wants to, he'll give you that little, fucking, his little smug little grin. Fuck that guy.
I don't think
Straight up fuck him.
Brian makes that much money from this. I would say it's not like a big money maker, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
How much money could you make from it? Like they have to spend a whole bunch of money with these awards and stuff. It's probably like a non-money maker. I if they break even, I'd be impressed.
If you ain't doing nothing, Madness, hop in. But he said he took some shots and he had to record a video of him fast forward taking some shots. So far LCS fucking served him with that one. That's kind of funny.
He definitely prepared. Definitely prepared.
I don't think razer didn't say like he didn't take shots at him though.
No,
like,
he didn't say that at all. Well, razer, like you'll see, razer to his credit, say, hey man, I didn't come in for that. I got some questions, yada yada yada. This is where Brian kind of delays in answering some of the questions about that sponsor stuff.
he did. Like I don't
He
know.
does answer it though. He does answer it.
Okay.
Legion was in the comments. I mean, excuse me, DJ Links or, whoever he was referring to was in the comments. They kind of squared all that away. I think Brian did kind of concede that one thing to where if I sponsor, I'm nominated, I win. He did change that, I believe.
Okay.
But again, it was just constant constant bombardment by Brian, bro. I mean, it was was what it was.
Interesting. That guy wants to be this godfather of the comic community, but he doesn't even have time for me for 1 or 2.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
that was hilarious.
Attack, right?
I'm gonna sub that guy up.
Pluto, fuck that guy. Right? So is that not a personal attack on me?
I think everything that I said on there was actually factual. I don't think anything that I said that was not made up at all. I mean, you do make money off the comic book community. People are giving you
asshole. Is that what you're saying?
For snubbing somebody, that's an asshole move. Yeah, when we set an appointment.
Right, so let's get back to that snub, right? So I said Thursday night. It was a Thursday night. I said, hey, I'm available all day Friday.
I really don't care about the snub.
Okay,
what I care about,
but you brought it up. So let me address
questions that the community has, Brian. That's what I care about, man. I don't give a shit about me. I'm here for the community.
Okay, let me just address that, right? Because the snub is the point that got you fired up, right? That was kind of what initiated this.
Okay.
Yes or no?
I think you're concentrating on the snub when I just made 3 valid questions, chat, and we haven't had an answer to every single one of them. Mark being the sponsor, paying for his own award.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made a personal attack. I don't know. You want me to apologize?
Let me
apologize for that, man. Let's get to the actual meat of
let me address the sponsor.
Why we're here. You know what I mean?
So, okay. So, I think. So, are you friends with Darth? Are you friends with razer or?
Yeah.
So I think from what I can see, I think it seems like razer is upset because he was snubbed, right?
I mean, if I look at it objectively and neutral, call it down, call it square.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it would seem that way, and I can understand how that narrative can be, can be kind of used against them because it does. But
I don't really understand what the snub was.
In full context, later on, and even I'm jumping ahead because I'm gonna kind of step on my guy. Even though if we want to look at it in terms of battle and debate, he lost. That's clear as day. Yeah, but he did say that he would have been prepared to hug it out and didn't come there necessarily for that type of battle or debate.
I tell you what I'm taking from it right now is that razer does not want to talk about the snub. I'm very interested to see if Brian LCS was even ignoring him, because it feels like LCS has something up his sleeve right now and is going to show us that he may not have been ignoring him.
Yeah,
of course. He built the case.
It seems like Brian was probably, running this. You're probably dealing with hundreds of channels, right? You're dealing with like a whole bunch of people. You're dealing with, your day job and all this other stuff too. So, maybe missing an email or whatever correspondence might not be as big of a deal as people might think. It's like, you get busy and sometimes you don't respond to people as quickly. I'm not sure what the snub was, so
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna
hard to
see.
comment.
Yeah, well, the snub is supposed to be that Brian asked him to do a 1 minute video, just like a little promo. He ain't got nothing to do with the votes, no awards, nothing, just a promo.
Yeah,
And
what's wrong with that? That's a night. That's an honor to
right,
be.
and Razor said that, or LCS said that Razor left him a voice message that made him change his mind and say, no, you're not going to be part of this anymore. But during that, supposedly Razor said that LCS was very hard to get in touch with. He had a few questions he wanted to ask him, and he was getting snubbed in that fashion. That's what he means by
Well,
snub.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I interpreted it as well. That basically Brian was probably busy with other things and didn't get back to Razor as quickly as he needed to. Do you know what I mean?
So exactly. Madness is saying, I thought those awards were just a fun community thing. Why would anyone expect it to be something professional operation? YouTube community itself is not a professional operation. Lots of laughs. That's right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Agreed. That I could see that for fun, man. That's because I know the channel that I was on, Furbird was nominated. I would joke with the man, lean into it. You know what I mean? If I had a channel and I, let's say, won once or twice, bro, you better believe I'm gonna milk it for all it's worth. I'll do my thumbnails. CBC 2-time award winner Darth Lopez. I think it's fun. I mean, the only thing that I would say, it is a big multiverse, so there's gonna be a lot of channels that Brian is gonna miss because he doesn't know about or
Exactly.
whatever. Like you guys
And they
know,
might not even know about him either. I mean,
trust me when I tell you, I come from a multiverse that half of everybody in those live chats, in those streams, don't know
A
of
piece,
this multiverse.
a
It's
piece
fun.
of a piece of plastic where they were recognized for their peers. It does nothing for us. I don't understand the end of it, but I get part of that.
And I told Razor, I kind of like chatted about that. I was like, look, man, Brian might not know of a bunch of other stuff that's out there, like a lot of us don't know.
yeah, I mean, there's a
So,
lot of channels I never heard of. I only heard of Razer because of you, actually, Darth.
oh no shit.
So,
Well, it was he paying forward. But hey, but look, like I said, I don't want to say the name, but I make a joke about that. That's how I know of a lot of you, and that's the beauty in it, bro. Like that's the awesomeness, right? That a lot of channels were discovering each other. We're out
yeah,
of our bubble. I think that's awesome. I think we should lean into that. I think we should, celebrate it. Me and Biggie were talking earlier. Why do I have? Sometimes I feel like I can't say I'm a Jim Mint fan. I can't say that I see Comic Tom neutrally. I don't
I
worry
like
about his
Comic Tom.
books. Right. Why
I'm
can't I
open
say
about
that?
that.
Yeah, despite all my shots at Sticky, I get it. I like it. I like what he's doing. Right.
Yeah, I don't mind Sticky Goose's
Right.
content either. So,
Right. We should be able to celebrate the channels that we like and
Yeah,
you
Alan was the early person that jumped in that boat too. Like Alan was almost by himself saying, "I'm a fan of
yeah,
Steve."
yeah,
So
he was, and Brian over there in my multiverse was kind of the same. It was actually in conversating with Brian behind in the cut. He was kind of like telling me, "Oh, I think you're kind of reading it wrong, and look at it this way." And once I started to, I was like, "Oh, okay, I do get it." Whatever the case may be, right?
hmm
And I think there's just a lot of that we should, as a comic community, like, let's get off that. I mean, it's not glazing another channel or another content creator. It's praising their content and the time they've been doing it. I
yeah,
think that's awesome. Now, and that's what I mean when you um, materialize artificial beef content for another channel creator, it's going to come back on you. You know what I mean? If it happens organically behind the scenes and it bleeds out and then you got to go on a defense and defend yourself and your content in your channel, then that's different. And I could see how Razor, a lot of people will say that Razor kind of did this to himself. He did kind of help create that narrative.
hmm
I understand that and I look at it neutrally, but that is my guy. Even though
hmm
he's not seeing it as an L, but I kind of do. So hey, in the field of battle, what's going on right now in the community, yeah, it's a loss. But to his credit, he got back on, did a live stream himself, and said what he said, and
I mean, saying that this is a spicy ass conversation. I'm a little entertained.
Oh
so.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
it
Oh,
is.
it only gets, dude. It only gets like keep going. Watch. Then
Yeah, it's gonna get funny. Let's go.
A sponsor. You want me to address the sponsor stuff?
I have 3 legit questions. The whole
Okay.
snubbing thing, that's personal. Again,
Okay.
Brian, my personal opinions about you have nothing to do about the
Well,
comic
but
book
I
community
don't
rules.
appreciate you coming on and telling me to go fuck myself and call me an asshole. You know, that's
I
kind of a
didn't
personal
do that.
attack.
That was on the video that you just played. I'm here to try to answer these questions, bro.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll avoid all the personal stuff. You just calling me names. We'll just I'll sweep that under the rug.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a show for that called Football and Comic Books that I invited you over for at 1 p.m. That's Ceasefire Sunday. I'm not here for that. I'm here to get to the facts of the reason why I'm here.
Let's just clarify. How did you invite me on the show? Did you reach out to me
It's
directly?
an open invite. I do plenty of
did you
live
reach out to
streams,
me
plenty of
directly,
videos.
I
I think
reach
S
out to me
Von
directly?
82
Just answer the
reached out
question,
to you.
brother.
I think S Von 82 actually reached out to you as well. I know I let Rob Fatstacks know. He said he was going to. I mean, there's been plenty of avenues where I reached out to you to come on.
No, but you didn't.
I
you
actually
didn't reach
asked
out
you to
to
come
me
on my
directly.
show, and you said you're busy today. You can't make it because you have prior arrangements.
Yeah, I have family stuff. We have dinner on Sundays with our family.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the time for the hour is that, Brian. I want to get back to the 3 questions that
But
we
I
had
just
here.
I just want to clarify. So the open invite that you had was you never contacted me directly. You had somebody else go through a third party to reach out to me to say, hey, Razer wants you to come on a show.
No, I contact you directly. That's why we're doing this show this morning. Brian, that's why we're doing this show at 7 o'clock in the morning and not at 1 p.m.
Because I reached out to you and invited you. I said, hey, S. Vaughn mentioned that you wanted me to come on your show. I can't make that. I've got family obligation.
Okay.
Right. So, but you didn't reach out to me directly. That's my point.
Okay. Well, I reached out to you indirectly. There you go.
Okay.
So can we get back to the questions now? The actual questions.
So sponsors. So we have 30 sponsors this year. The sponsorship for an award is $30.
Damn.
If you want, I'll give you a couple seconds to do the math if you'd like. 30 times 30 is $900.
Now I know you don't watch my show, but I had Rob Fatstacks on. He told me he paid $100.
And
so is there a difference in sponsors? Do other sponsors pay more than other sponsors?
The sponsorship is $30. I have PayPal receipts from Rob. Rob was incorrect. It's not $100.
So Rob was incorrect by saying in my show that it's around $100 to.
He's not incorrect that it's a 30. He did send you 100 though. Is there more people that send you extra? Or are you trying to ignore that? Like,
No, I don't think he did send him 100. I think Rob just got the number wrong, maybe.
I thought no, he didn't deny that he got the 100. He's just saying that it costs $30. That was how much he charged him. That's
Okay,
what.
I don't know.
We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's
I
what
forgot 100. I think. God, man, DJ Links was explaining all that.
Let's rewind a little bit because I'm slow. I gotta see it twice, I guess.
Half if you'd like. 30 times 30 is $900.
Now I know you don't watch my show, but I had Rob Fatstacks on. He told me he paid $100.
And
so is there a difference in sponsors? Do other
sponsors? He just said he may. I think he could. I think he's agreeing that he did send that much. Right there.
Yeah, so he didn't send 100. He sent 30. So
no, he said no. He's saying he did.
No, he's saying he's incorrect.
No, you'll see. There's a clip.
He said he could have. He could have sent 100.
Keep going. There's a
Did he
clip.
say he could have, or
Can we get back to the questions now? The actual
sponsors.
Sponsors.
So we have 30 sponsors this year. The sponsorship for an award is $30. If you want, I'll give you a couple seconds to do the math if you'd like. 30 times 30 is $900.
Yeah, I know you don't watch my show, but I had Rob Fatstacks on. He told me he paid $100.
And
so is there a difference in sponsors?
He said something like he very could have.
No,
right?
I thought he said he is incorrect.
I think Alan is right.
He's saying he's incorrect right now.
Yeah, but then there's a clip though.
Okay.
Do other sponsors pay more than other sponsors?
The sponsorship is $30. I have PayPal receipts from Rob. Rob was incorrect. It's not $100.
Now he's saying it. Yeah.
So Rob was incorrect by saying in my show that it's around $100 to pay for the award.
It's not.
Okay.
The sponsorship is $30.
So to be a sponsor like Mark and Comic Capsule and others, Legion of Comics, others.
So Comic Capsule, let me just clarify. Comic Capsule donated goods. They donated their comic capsules, which each of the winners will actually receive a comic capsule. So
the
comic
content
capsule didn't
creators,
pay any money.
got you. So the content creators are the ones who donated only $30, no more than 30 a piece.
$30 for every award. So that's 30 awards times 30 is $900.
Got you.
Okay.
Now,
So hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me
Sure.
show you, because I know you have questions about the money. So here is the initial receipt for the awards for this year. So this is a receipt from the trophy company. And if you look down at the bottom, now this isn't without I don't have the engraving.
God, dog, they cost $800 for the fucking awards.
Oh yeah, I did awards when I was a kid. I not when I was a kid, but when I was doing judo, I was like running a competition, and those awards are so bloody expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I was saying if he even makes a profit, I'd be surprised. If he breaks even, I'd be surprised. He's
It's
probably
like
losing money,
$90 he's making, yeah.
and he has to ship out these awards to all the people. So
he's gonna lose.
yeah, he's losing money on this. It's probably, you know, it's a hobby thing rather than a moneymaker thing. It's you know, the fact that he accused him of like trying to make profit off it or make it into something that's like a moneymaker thing. I just was surprised by that. It seems really dumb.
All right.
Tough to prove. That's what I mean. You got to be
So when we actually
Tough to
you gotta be
prove.
prepared. You got to be prepared if you're gonna call that out.
Yeah, and
I told him that. I says, you know, one thing is, you know, you having receipts, as they say. If you're gonna like go that route, you got to be prepared. You got to, you know, got to have receipts. If that's what you're gonna do, back it. You got to be able to back it up. If not, you're gonna look a certain way. And I think that, as you'll see, Brian was very well prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect a show like this, like Brian's thing, you know, since time is free, everyone's just donating their time. That's, you know, beside the point. But a show like this would probably cost a couple $1,000s to put on in order to get the awards, to mail them all out to people, to organize everything. You know, it's probably a couple $1,000s. So he's probably losing money on it. It's not something you're going to make lots of money off of.
Wow.
It's for fun.
Actually engrave the names, that it increases the cost. So if you look down here on the order balance, it's $969.04 for the 35 trophies that we'll be ordering this year. And that's, like I said, this is a preliminary receipt because we don't have all of the engraving in. So I collected $900 from the sponsors, and my initial cost for the trophies is $969.
okay. Thank you for clarifying. Now, can anybody be a sponsor? Like if I wanted to sponsor,
Yes.
I can reach out, give you $30, and then my name will all of a sudden be a presenter on the ballot.
Yeah. So the idea behind the sponsors is to defer my cost, right? So this is the 4th year of the CBC Awards. So let me give you a little bit of history because I know you're new to the community, right? You've been around about 10 months.
Right.
So year 1, we had, I think just, and I have to look it up because I always don't remember it. We had 12 total awards. I'm sorry, 11 total awards. No sponsors at all. So $25 a trophy times 10 times 11, that's $275 plus all of the shipping. That all came out of my pocket. So I spent
what we don't see is the money coming from the sponsor. So thank you for the receipt. And you say it's $30 a sponsor. And you know what, Rob Fat Stacks was on my show, and he's a trustworthy man. He's given me some advice, you know, and I take him at his word when he says that it was around $100. So I'm gonna agree to kind of disagree until we see actually something more than just trophies. But I get where you're going, so thank you for that. The other part of the sponsors that I have is that being a sponsor, that's cool. But what about being a sponsor of the category that you're nominated for, that you're probably going to win an award? That seems a little bit of a conflict of interest, no?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it was a miss until you pointed it out.
So is that something that we're probably going to correct?
What?
So I actually saw this last year too, that for example, in the category that I was nominated last year that I actually won, was for best unboxing, right? Last year.
Okay.
And DJ Lynx was the sponsor for that category.
Right.
and he lost, obviously, because I
Right.
won.
Right.
So yeah, there was a conflict of interest there. Actually, I thought, oh man, I'm not going to win because of that conflict of interest. But ultimately, because of the way that the voting works, it doesn't matter who sponsors that
That's what I'm
category
thinking.
because
Like,
it's the votes.
why is Brian conceding to this? Like, he should be like, look, they got voted in like everybody else. You
Well,
know, whatever.
I think the problem that Brian faces is that there's only 30 sponsors, and for 30 categories where there's actually 150. If you do the math, it's like 150 people that are potentially, could be in across all the different categories, right? So mathematically figuring out where to put a sponsor that isn't going to conflict might be actually pretty challenging.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, look, I got on paper 77 channels alone.
Yeah, because there
And,
was certain repeats, right?
well,
K-pop, myself.
these are all different channels. 77.
Yeah, 77. Yeah,
Right,
but
and
there was
who knows what?
150 spots. Is my point.
Right, who knows what do you mean 150 spots?
just
Like,
So,
for,
so
oh,
if
just
you
for the
there's 30
award.
categories,
okay,
5 people per category, that's 150 spots.
oh,
But
okay,
there was some repeats, like myself. I got nominated in 3 categories.
Yep.
K-pop, I think, got nominated in 3 or 4.
multiple times. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's where that. See, again, it's if it's for fun, and it's like again like something cool to do. I mean, maybe Brian could
I mean,
expand
just
it. Maybe he'll expand it. I mean, there's a lot of other
well,
channels.
okay. Are we gonna ignore the fact that fucking LCS is acting like nobody's ever said this before? Like,
Well, see, I'm new to this, Biggie.
Yeah.
In that regard, I'm kind of new. I didn't even know about these awards, bro, till Fur Bird was talking about it. So shout out to Fur Bird, the homie. I didn't know. So again, like I,
Well,
this it's on this award stuff. Literally, I just found out a few months ago.
Well, and I actually think you're right in that it Brian LCS, his channel has maybe 1,500 subs. I'm not sure. It's not a big
2000,
channel.
2000. Razor said it like 50 times.
Yeah. So my point is, Brian, like this whole award thing is pretty small potatoes. It's not even that well known within the community. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
well known in the community, and I'm 4 times larger than
yeah.
the
So what it
big.
see again, and that's the beauty in the comic book community.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like what you just said. There, remember when you mentioned? I always get her confused. Is suddenly casually comics?
Yes, and she's
Okay, dude,
massive. She's
she's
a
got
massive.
over 200,000 subs. Alan,
I
when you
know she's
mentioned her,
massive.
dude, like that's like mega. I'm gonna add her to
Yeah,
the multiverse. I think I'm gonna give her
and
her
then you
own
never
like.
heard of her.
No, I never heard of her, but how do I not see? That's what I'm saying. That's the beauty in it. She's got over 200K subs, dude. 200 plus to 250 in her lives.
Well, you
Even
know,
her lives get over 3,000 views after on replay. Respect, bro, and that's
I
like,
was just on a channel today where I was like, I'm interested in history and stuff, and there was some history channel that kind of came up in the recommendations, and I was like, oh, this seems like a reasonable channel, and it had 1 million subs. I never heard of the channel. You know what I mean? There's lots of massive channels that, there's just too many channels on YouTube that any one person would know them all.
right.
So I think you got to give Brian a lot of slack because his is a small channel, and he's not going to know every single comic book
yeah,
channel
Right.
out there.
Maybe he should. It'd be funner if he, from this, expanded.
we
Maybe
got
Well,
we
I
got
think the way that it is expanding is because of when people get awareness of him, they are
right.
nominating more channels. Like, for example, I nominated Matt Likes Comics because he's a friend of mine. I nominated a few new channels that I hadn't seen before within within the award thing. You know, and I think other people are doing the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
No, you know what? Now that you say that, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend some for next time.
that's my point. And
Yeah.
that's how it grows, right? It's a thing that
Right.
grows. Like, I mean, if you think about it, it's only in its 4th year. I mean, it's still growing, and you do see that progression between each year. I mean, he said it himself. The first year had 10 awards. Like, now it's 30 awards, so it's grown 3x.
Yeah.
So we got to give him a bit of slack.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's doing it as a hobby. It's not like this is a big moneymaker for him.
No,
So
I agree
he's not
because
going to retire on this.
no, I don't, dude. I don't think he's doing it for any financial gain. I think he's doing it because it's cool to do in the comic community. That's all. Hey, bro, if
Uh,
I had that idea, I probably would have tried. I mean, how many
no,
of us
these.
who
I
would
just
we?
want to go against what that person just commented. These
I just
awards mean everything to the world. This is the most important thing.
Fuck out of here.
In
well, I mean, okay, it's not that important, but it's a talking point, and it becomes a
yeah.
narrative, and it becomes something to talk about. That's what this community. That's what we again. I always say we can't talk about comic books and pre-order, and slabs and golden age all the time.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the community is small and so big at the same time
Well,
that it opens
Hmm.
up all these discussions.
84 is on point once again. It says, my critique of Brian is he should have known the YouTube community is too disjointed and petty to even attempt this award project. And that's probably the fucking truth.
Yeah, that's
I,
100%.
I when I won my award, I was almost in tears when I won last time because I really did feel that this was something that I'd worked hard to do, like build my channel, and I was really appreciative of people when they voted for me. I really appreciated the support that I got, and I really do think an award, uh, you know, community award thing is a beautiful idea. I,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
want to see it get sabotaged because of bad, egos of certain people that just sort of take it down. I really hope that that is not the case. I hope that it does grow. Um, you
I
know,
agree. We should band together and make it grow. Help out Brian.
exactly. That'd be my point.
Mhm.
Well, I try not to make a big deal out of it, but it's fun, and it's not.
You want to win. You want to beat me. I know you do, Biggie.
I'm not going to beat you. You know
Yeah,
what?
no, he's not gonna. He
You know
got
what
my
the
vote.
best part about October 20th is, Alan?
What?
You know what the best part of October 20th is?
Oh, what?
That I don't have to hear you beg for fucking votes anymore.
You're
God,
begging for votes too. I did one
I
last
was
night.
begging for votes.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't literally say I'm begging for votes. I said if you want to vote for me, you can. Shit like that. But
Alan, I
you
just want to
literally
say,
said I'm begging for votes multiple times.
When I want to win. I'm a very competitive
I'm
person.
glad you're gonna win. I love you're competitive. If you
I
vote,
voted for Biggie Allen 100%.
Yeah, it's fine.
So biased.
I was kind of mad at Razer for voting for you because I don't think he even fucking watches your shit. But
so what I said on your video where you were begging for votes. You did a stream where you were asking for votes too, by the way. I
the one
said,
where I voted,
yeah, I said, hey, vote for yourself. I actually think that's a good thing.
yeah, that's. I
Believe
didn't
in
know what you meant
yourself.
by
Yeah.
period. I didn't take that very seriously. I just thought
You know,
whatever. I thought that everybody should vote for themselves. I didn't. It wasn't even a
exactly.
thought
I
that
voted for
was
myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what you do. It's like that's
Water
the
under
first
the
thing you do.
bridge. I already told you, like, I'm not your competition. Fucking Brian McClay is. I think you're probably going to win. But
Actually, looking at the people that are in our category, Biggie,
yeah.
I'd say you are my competition.
If I would have pushed it, I might have
I
been able
would
to
say of the channels, like either
Yeah.
yours or mine are the two best spec of the group.
I appreciate that. I can get people rallied up if I try. I just don't want to go through it.
Like, and I mentioned this actually. I believe I did in one of my streams where I talked about you and that I had respect for you because you do find these really obscure books that like what was the one just recently that you did? You did the Sentai
Sentai
5,
five.
first 5.
Yeah.
That people are that they're looking elsewhere, but they didn't see that one. That's a really good spec. And you did that with a bunch of things, so I appreciate that. I actually
I do. I know. I appreciate you too, man. It's no
yeah.
big
So
deal.
don't. So I never take offense. I've always been in the sort of the camp that this is the judo way of doing it, right?
Yeah,
So in
yeah.
judo, you basically try to beat up the other guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
I mean,
afterwards, you're friends with that person, right?
well, for
So,
example, like when we went on Ricky's show and my channel and Bigby's channel was much smaller than yours, and well, not Step
Mhm.
Up, Step Up didn't have a channel, but even Lunch Money Comics. like we got more votes than anybody else's match, and there was a lot bigger channels than mine in that thing, so that was pretty
Mhm.
good. So I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
bring it, but it's all good.
Going forward,
Already corrected, my man. Already corrected.
so how do we correct that?
So take a look at the. So your beef was with.
Legion of Comics
Yeah, I'm
paying for
scrolling
his
down.
own
Give me a
award.
second, brother. Give me a second.
Paying for his own award.
So he had. I'm just getting there. So he was Comic Book Community Channel of the Year, and we see Legion of Comics right here. He was the sponsor. He's no longer the sponsor.
So we've updated it.
We've updated.
Since we brought it to light. You've updated
Yeah.
it.
So all you have to do is so Razor. This isn't perfect, right? And the awards is based on feedback from the community. It's a community event, right? And so if you have ideas, or if you have criticisms, or if you have suggestions, critiques, just reach out to me directly. That's the most effective way. And if you look at the top of the
Man, the only reason he switched it is because he knew he was doing this fucking live today. He wouldn't have switched that.
No, I think you would have.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's being genuine.
I think he just did it just to rub in his face right now.
No,
A little bit
doesn't
of
seem that way
both.
to me.
Well, I don't know, bro. I just
A little
Doesn't
bit of
seem that way
both.
to
A
me.
little bit. You can
People-
clearly see that.
people have gave him really good criticism, and he usually don't use it till after a while. So as far as
I think Razor irked him, bro. Calling him out of his name. I think Brian came with a clear objective. I can't say I blame him. Can't say I blame him. Right? Again, like I said, if
I
you
don't.
get called out on your name, you know, if a man gets called out of his name multiple times, he's gonna defend himself in whatever way he feels he has to.
You know, I never try to assume malice. I always try to assume the best of people.
that is a problem I have, Alan. I just jumped to it.
So, you know, I really do think that Brian, he wants this community. It's literally called the Comic Book Community Awards. He wants it to grow, and it's a community thing. He gets the committee of people to help him choose the finalists. He gets the community to vote on the awards. I really do believe that he will take the feedback of the community to make it a better thing. And I think he's added different categories that didn't exist before because the community said, hey, look, this is a good category to add. And he did that. He actually had categories that were kind of like conflicting, and he removed those categories. So there's things like that where I think he does take the advice of the community.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. He does change things up. He makes it better. You're right.
Yeah.
CBC Awards website, just like probably 99% of other websites out there, they have a contact link. You hit that contact link, and you can send me an email, send me a message, or you know I'm on Instagram where I'm on Instagram. So I always mention that you can either hit that contact link up on the website, or you can get a message to me via Instagram. So that's the idea. The awards is I'm a bean counter.
I'll be honest with you. I'm happy that you took the feedback and actually applied it, and not only applied
and
it.
we always have
this to this year's award. So that I applaud you for that.
We always have though, Razor. So I know you're new, but this has been a community event that we have changed and we've adjusted as we've gone.
Right,
So
as you say, I am new. So somebody new like
He kept
myself,
saying that over and
when
over.
I read the ballot, and a lot of people that were
What was he saying over and over, Dort?
That he's new.
You're new. Like he
Oh,
kept
you're new.
reminding him
Yeah.
that, like to say, like, bro, you just got here.
A little condescending.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see that as condescending. It's just that he's saying you're not familiar with what we're doing.
Well, that
That's
is.
my
No,
point.
Alan,
It's definitely saying like you're not educated in this. You do not know.
to the community, specifically to what you're talking about and what this is. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you're
definitely.
new. Basically telling them, bro, like
I mean,
you're
it's a
new.
truth,
You just
but
got
it-
here. Relax.
It's the way it comes off, right?
Yeah.
I think
I
it
did
is-
a show,
You're right.
okay,
It
'cause,
does come across as just relaxed, dude. But
Alan, you're just a nice man, dude. That's probably like you don't see that malice. I'm a sit forward. I see
I
it.
don't see the malice.
sense
Though. I
it.
don't see any malice in it. It might come
Shit.
across as a bit condescending, but I
Controlled,
don't think he intended
controlled.
A
that
little
way.
bit.
Yeah,
It's a
condescending.
very controlling thing. It's psychological.
again, you probably didn't watch, where we did a live voting online. Rob Fat Stacks jumped on to help
I
help
saw
me
Rob
out.
jump
I am
on,
you.
and Rob helped clarify some things for you. The
Right.
only thing that Rob got wrong was the $100 sponsor. And
Okay.
I would ask you, and I can send you offline if you need clarification, because I don't want that to be a point of contention.
That's all right. But here's one thing that, again, like a new person I want to go back to, like myself, would come and see when I'm filling out the ballot. It was misleading. It said, like, such and such category presented by. And then Rob made it clear to us, well, wait, I mean, that's the sponsor. That's the person that's paying for that award category. So
all
that is,
that is just a way to defer cost, because instead of me funding out of my personal money the entire award, so the $969 receipt that I just showed you, that's just for the trophies. So the trophies get sent to me, then I have to package them up with the comic capsule and I send them out. So I've probably got another $400 in shipping that I need to outlay. That's not being covered by any of the sponsors. So it's out of my own pocket that money's coming.
Right. And then I love the chat here. I'm new and don't know a lot. Your source for community news. That's right, Beckerman. And that the reason why I am a source for community news, and a lot of people come to me, is because I am new and I don't know a lot. So this helps people like myself who have questions, who are scared to come and ask questions in the chat.
Fucking Beckerman is fucking hilarious. I'm new and don't know a lot. Your source of community news. All right, Chihuahua.
Because comments like this pop up. Now, here's your source for community news, and you're right. But look where we're at now. Look where we're at, how we got a little bit more progress going on.
As the new guy, like you said, in the community.
The new guy.
And if you go back to any of the videos, right, if you have any questions, concerns, hit the link on the CBC Awards website or hit me up on Instagram. We have a committee of 12 other community members who help with the awards. They help me shape the awards. So this isn't just me pulling the strings in the background here.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, because Brian, you are a nice guy. I mean, let's not make it,
Not according to your video. I'm an asshole. I'm a puto. I'm a bunch of stuff.
The image is that you're a good guy. You're a nice guy, right? And you are laid back. You do have a lot of friends in the comic community. So I think it is good to have a layer, a community, a panel, if you will, between you and the content creators, because it does seem like when I read the ballot, presented by, that's misleading, because it's actually a sponsor. So it makes us seem like these are your buddies, because you are a laid back guy. You're real nice. And when I say that, it brings me to my next question I hear regarding Osibo in a category for speculation. That clip that I sent you, I would love it if you play that. I mean, you played me, bashing you. It'd be great if we could see the clip where Osibo pretty much just confesses that, yeah, he shouldn't be, awarded this category, but here we are.
Comic book community.
So this is Jack there. Hi, everybody.
What's up, Bo?
Hey, Bo. I got to admit, when I told my family or a few friends that aren't really in the comic scene, and I've said to them, hey, go vote for Aussieverse, for example, I got at least 3 or 4 people that I'm hoping they're not watching this, but just must be stupid, because they would message me and they'd go, oh, I just voted for Aussieverse for everything. And I'm like, no.
So it's your fault.
No, well, I'd say to them,
so you did it, Bo.
I'd go, did you read it? We would only be.
That's why I was saying to Brian, like, you would, instead of throwing out the ballot, just put that channel in for where it qualifies. Because I have my mom who's overly supportive and loves that we do the YouTube thing and all that stuff, but she doesn't have a clue the language, the wording. Even if she read it, she wouldn't understand. It wouldn't even be a thing like, well, vote for me in the ones I qualify for. And if I try to explain it to her,
so that clip is from several weeks ago, because Mark hasn't had internet. But so what is your point about that?
So my point is that we have a gentleman who's basically in a category speculation, best speculation video, where he doesn't do speculation. He's only in the category because his family basically voted for the guy so many times. Is there not somebody there who, like your committee, I'm assuming, that would actually kind of filter through some finalists and say, wait a minute, this guy doesn't actually do speculation. That's kind of weird that he's voting.
Okay, so you guys following this so far?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that totally. I mean, it's a very valid point. That's really the committee that vets the finalists that should say, "Hey, look, this guy, though he was voted for it, doesn't fit the category." And they should have filtered him out.
I'm not sure that they should filter him out. I feel like, okay, what's going on is people are asking people to vote for him, and they don't even know what the fuck they're voting for. And people are winning these spots.
No. Well, they're getting voted into categories like
Right.
There's two phases, right? The first phase is, a whole bunch of channels get recommended for categories, right? For best unboxing,
and you get selections.
Yeah, and then the finalists are created based on the committee basically saying, okay, look, 20 people voted for this guy for best unboxing. He's never actually opened a box, but 20 people said that he's the best unboxing guy.
Well, no, I thought I thought the way it went was supposed to. I didn't think the committee just picked who was in it. They just.
I think that's how they. So the first phase.
That's sketchier than having people that are voted in. You should.
Well, that's how the Academy Awards work too. That's how awards things work. They have to. You have a big pool of channels. I think there was like over 300-400 channels that were in the original list, and then they filter that down to 5 people per category.
Right.
And I think a little bit of that is when people get nominated, if they get multiple nominations to be in a certain category, then they're more likely to be into that finalist list. Now, this is a question we could ask K-pop, because she's a friend, right? She could probably, or Bleaker, how they actually did sort out the finalists.
It's their channels that got more votes that ain't part of this is what's interesting to me.
Well, hey, I looked at all the channels, and pretty much, man, it's from you guys' multiverse. There was maybe a few channels that I didn't recognize, and there was a lot of channels that from my multiverse that weren't nominated. I think the only one was Furtbird, but I think I remember Brian being nominated last year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few channels I was surprised that didn't make the list that are actually reasonably big channels that you would expect.
It kind of makes me not like it more, just because I feel like if you're getting voted in, you're getting voted in. It shouldn't be like, oh, well, this one has 100 votes, this one has 80, but his content fits it more, so take the guy with 100 out. If people are just getting mass votes and nominations all over the board, then that's kind of their doing, like they did that, they might not fit all the content things.
But I kind of agree with Razer on this, that they should kind of vet the finalists a little bit more and say, oh, do they really fit the category? Because there was a few that I thought really shouldn't have been nominated. Like there was a few like channels that I thought were a little bit sketchy in terms of like the fact that they got into multiple categories, because they were channels that I never heard of. I looked at their content; it wasn't really particularly good. It wasn't at the same level as the one.
Well, I mean, quality of the content.
But I could think of other channels that would have been better.
Right,
my
but
point.
you got nominated for Spec, right?
Yeah.
And I've been watching you since I discovered you, and I can't recall any Spec videos, or it's like the golden.
I thought that at first, but he makes his own list. I actually.
But so it's like Spec on Golden Age.
Yes.
Spec on Golden and Silver.
I would see to me.
And then actually my unboxings are Spec too, because I say, hey, I'm buying these books based on like being a cool spec that nobody's even considering. So a lot of the books that
I think that's a niche in itself. That's more like a hybrid market report / Golden Age type.
The reason Comic Tom is in Spec as well is because of his Hot 10 lists. Well, I do Hot 10 lists for different Spec. I do it for.
And it's all original. I would actually.
Yeah, original. It is that 100%.
I think Alan's speculation is actually better than Wednesday's, because Wednesday goes off a predetermined list. Alan makes his own.
That's modern. That's modern day Spec. So you can. That's easily. I don't want to say easily done.
But well, usually they just use cover price or Go Collect, right?
Or anything off the MCU.
Yeah. So I just use I use my own.
Use your own fucking
Yeah,
science.
it's unique. Yeah.
Yeah, I put a lot of time going through a bunch of auction sites and seeing what happened.
The truth is, there's thousands of books that are moving in the right direction, and there's more than 10, and a lot of the times the 10 we get from Cover Price ain't the best ones.
Yeah, and there's a lot of repetition I find week to week with their stuff. Whereas I try to be a little bit more varied. I mean, I do have some that like AF-15 it appears on my list a lot, but that's because it's a big sale usually. You know.
Oh, okay. The one. Go ahead.
What?
I was going to say
ahead.
The category I want to point out. Okay, so for community hangout, I seen Legion. His show was the Weekend's End, and that's usually him and his friend. That's just two people.
Yeah.
He has another show called Legion's Lair where he actually invites the whole community. That would have fit better.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's one of them, and then the other one was this Aussieverse guy. He don't even do speculation. He got voted in. So there's two glaring like, why are they there, guys?
Yeah, that's my point. That there's
when you could have went to you could have thrown Beyond Wednesday in there. You could have given Ferbert that nomination because he does spec market report type content, and there's a whole bunch of others.
Well, I would have actually, in the category that both Biggie and I are in, I would have put Mighty into our category too.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I mean,
he does one too.
He's probably, he does a lot of speculation stuff. He reviews the hot list and he gives his recommendations on it.
JP Collects. JP Collects does.
People like to put him in there too.
Yeah, JP
bro.
Collects is actually great for speculation because he does something that nobody else is doing.
Exactly.
He actually says, "Hey, look, were these specs 6 months later any good?"
Yeah, exactly. And he's been around, bro.
And he's a much bigger channel. Like, I think he would be in a different category though. I think he's in.
He what?
What?
I said he's like I go back, dude. He's like I don't know if it's pre-pandemic or definitely early in the pandemic because, bro, in our I used to watch him and my multiverse called him like the best kept secret. He was on a show that would come out late night. JP's been around, man. Kudos to him. Shout out to him.
I've interviewed him once on my channel. He's a good guy, nice guy.
That's good, dude. Because he was doing that, and nobody was doing that 3-4 years ago. And I remember that he was doing something very different than others while using the lists.
At the same time, let's be fair, he was still using Comic Tom's list. I think
that's what. Yeah, right. But
the way he used it was
he did it is different. That's
reviewing
true.
it 6 months later and saying,
That's
"Hey,
true."
look."
Right. And the Tom list and the CBSCI list. So, I mean, it was a way. I mean, and it's cash or trash. I mean, those are unique.
And also, don't forget, like, I think he might have won a fucking trophy last year anyway. So I think.
Is he?
Well, no, but I mean, even if he did, he should be still nominated again. But I think he's in a different tier than us. JB collects. I think he's like 6,000 subs.
Oh, is he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's a bigger channel.
Maybe he didn't
I'm not
make
sure
it.
if he was nominated this year. You'd have to look it up.
I don't think he was.
I don't think so because if I would have saw him, I would have voted for him because I've been watching for a minute. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of his channel actually.
A speculation video, and then we have him coming on Legion's Lair saying, "Yeah, I told them they didn't know what they were doing. They basically just still voted for me, and we're still going to allow him to be nominated." Is that what we're doing? I'm just wondering.
I mean, we try to validate all of the channels to make sure. And I don't know if you've ever taken a look at the about page on the website, on our website. So we actually have the guidelines for the voting. If there's a tie, things like that. So, and one of the things is, if somebody just puts their one channel across all categories, so all 30 categories, we have the right to remove that, and we do, right? Because obviously a channel can't be under 999 subs, they can't be in the over 1,000, and they can't be over 5,000 all at once, right? Right? We have the tier category. So I would suggest if you haven't looked at this about page, it gives you the guidelines. And so these guidelines were developed with the committee. And actually, we had an attorney who was on the committee actually help with some of the verbiage. So
somebody who doesn't do speculation could be voted for. Got it.
Well, no, I mean that simply could have been a miss, right?
I mean, I guess. I mean, as somebody who has a committee set up, I mean, I would think you would catch that, or at least go through and like how I did. I copy pasted it, and I went to go see a speculation video on Ossibo, and I couldn't find any. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember the committee. This is a volunteer thing, right? The committee isn't like a paid committee, and so we're as good as the committee and myself, validating it. So have there in previous years maybe somebody who doesn't fit an exact category slip through? Yeah, but this isn't. This is a fun event for the community. This isn't life or death. This doesn't. This doesn't. Affect your pay raise or your professional career.
Sorry about that.
So just again to be a little bit on Brian's side, I ran when I was doing judo, I was fairly high up. I was a 3rd degree black belt, right? So I was running competitions, okay, like provincial wide, and sometimes international competitions, okay. So I was the runner of these things, and I remember one time, one guy, he came in, and what we do is we have to put people in weight categories, okay? And I got his form, and I, put him, put him into the categories, and I didn't realize that it said 87 kilo, okay? Now, that's a pretty heavy category. That's, if you do the math, it's 2 times 2.2, okay? So 87 is times 2.2 is like 180 pounds, okay? However, I thought there was like a little dash. I thought, what is this little dash? But it was actually 187. Okay, so the guy was like 400 pounds, and I put him in a category against guys that were much smaller, like not even half the size, much smaller guys, by accident. And so I was like, oh, sorry, this is all volunteer. This is not. I'm not making money off this. This is. It is what it is. It's a community run event, and sometimes mistakes happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to give a little bit of understanding to Brian. He's not making any money from this. He's losing money from it. He's doing it out of passion for the hobby, and the people that are volunteering are probably like doing it the same way, where they're not full-time devoted to this. This is not a professional organization that's happening. I think Razer has a little bit too high of an opinion of how it should be run, when it really is just amateur.
Right.
Career. So, I'm okay with having things slip through the cracks like that, unfortunately, because it is what it is. If maybe you need to be on the committee next year and help us.
I would love to. I'd love to.
Okay. Well, it's a volunteer thing. You're more than welcome to join.
And you're right. You say it's
you need to stop calling me, and you need to stop calling me names, though, brother. You can't call me names and then be on the committee.
Well, I mean, there's
like, look, Razor's like, well, I don't know about that. Then
again, I don't want to get into like if I called you names or not. I did my video. It is what it is. I'm here just to get to these. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of questions.
It's pretty funny though.
I'm not going to apologize. I think you want me to apologize, Brian, and that's not going to happen, man. I'm not going to apologize for bringing up some facts here to like. And I know I get a lot of shit for it, but that's fine, man. I'm not going to apologize for me doing my video. But here's my third question here. On your live schedule,
let's get at it. Let the asshole answer your questions.
Okay. So on the CBS website, you have a live schedule because again, you say this is for fun, and I get it, but there's a lot of people that feel left out, that feel that this is not transparent.
So all they have to do is contact me, and they can be added. They can be added to the schedule. All they have to do is contact me.
Right, which is what I tried to do originally, but I guess you're too busy, and then here we are. So
I just have to stop. Razor's never reached out to me. I reached out to him to add him.
Holy shit. So he's saying he never even tried get in contact with him.
I think what Razer did was he tried to contact other people that knew Brian. It doesn't
Wow.
sound like he reached him directly.
Wow. Why did he kick him out to say that? Why didn't he just say that to his face? You never contacted me. You know?
I know, it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
A little off. Okay.
Him to ask him to do a video, but beyond that, we've not had any interaction other than inviting him on the show. So when he says things like this, it's not true, Razer. You haven't reached out. You didn't ask me to add your shows to the schedule. If you have,
Are you gonna make me show my Instagram? Is that what you're gonna make me do? All right.
Yes, please, because I have all the screenshots right here, brother. Here's the
man.
It is right here. Hey Razer, I'm working on the award show. Any interest in making a short video for the awards? Open to ideas. Like a funny short promoting the awards?
Hang on, I gotta pull up the CBS awards, your business chat, not the personal one, because that's the one that
this is through the CBC awards right here. Right. This one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll be award. Blah blah blah. I told him you have a second to talk. Let's see. I'll be around all day Friday if you want to chat, and then on Friday, the next day.
To be fair, I'm seeing a lot of Razer comments on this little thing he's showing more than
Brian.
LC.
Yeah.
To be fair, are you available for a quick call? 10:30 in the morning on the next day, and I didn't hear nothing from you. Sorry, I missed this. I'm free later tonight after 9 p.m. Eastern. So you went from I'm around all day Friday if you want to chat to on Friday when I text you. Are you available?
Shit came up. No, Razer, life happened. Something came up that day, and I wasn't available.
But you're saying that I didn't reach up to you, man. And it's obviously that I did. I did reach out to you, Brian.
You didn't reach out to me to update the schedule. That's you have a contention about the schedule.
No, man, we're talking about the initial. You were talking about the initial snub. You're saying this all happened because Razer got initially snubbed because he's lying about reaching out to me. That's a lie, bro. I reached out to you. We were supposed to talk. You didn't. You snubbed me, man. You said I'll be available at 9 p.m. That's not all day, Brian.
20 minutes ago, you said let's not talk about the snub. That's not important. Let's get to the question.
You keep bringing this
up.
Now
you're going back to the snub, brother.
So this is Ray from Razer Comics. I don't know who is running this Instagram for Comic Book Community Awards. But I try to reach out. You want me to make a video, which I have no problem on doing. I just had some questions, but evidently you guys are too busy to talk to me. You said you'd be available all day Friday. I reached out to you bright and early, and then you guys didn't respond to me until later on in the evening, and then basically said, "Oh, I'm available after 9." So I don't know, man. You guys can reach out to me, whoever this is. I don't know. I guess you're too busy to talk to me. But if you guys want, I'll participate. I guess I'll try to. But I'm getting some real bad taste in my mouth when you guys won't even respond to me. Later.
Hey, Ray. This is Brian. Brian LCS. Sorry I didn't get back to you. But yeah, I'm sorry. I work and I don't always check this account. So look, why don't we just go ahead and skip the video? It sounds like, you're, I apologize. I don't always check this account and stay up to date. Shit happens during real life job and things like that. So sometimes I can't be at, can't have Instagram at my fingertips. So, but yeah, I mean, I would love to have you do a video, but it sounds like, this has already pissed you off. So why don't we just go ahead and skip it?
Wow.
Wowzers.
That's a lot to digest.
So, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong in what Brian did there. I think Razer's a bit of a hothead, and he gets, I don't know. Like my life, like I'm dealing with like 400 clients. Okay, so sometimes meetings, like I had a meeting where I actually had to cancel a whole bunch of things to set up a meeting. Okay, and then 5 minutes before the meeting happened, the person sends me an email saying, "Oh, sorry, I don't feel well today. I can't meet." So that means that I lose X amount of business because of that meeting getting canceled. But that happens all the time. That's just life. Things get canceled. Sometimes it's like the next day that they say, "Oh, sorry, I forgot that we had a meeting yesterday." It happens all the time. It's just people get busy and, sometimes things get missed.
Yo, Mon, good to see you, bro.
Yo, Billy Allen. Darth, I haven't been on with you yet. How you doing, man?
Good, good.
All right. First of all, I like Darth Lopez's phrase, "the multiverse," because that's like a great way to describe like how many different facets. Like we're all one big community, but there's
Yeah.
definitely like different facets. So like you because of the algorithm, you may not know certain people, and vice versa. I just wanted to jump on quick because I wanted to get in here because, first of all, Brian, like life happens, man. Like I understand that he said he meet with razer, but there's way more important things than YouTube, than Instagram, than stuff that we're dealing with. So like, yeah, I could get razer's a little upset about that, but like life happens. Like we all have bigger things going on, like than YouTube and stuff like that. And so I think Brian would have got back out to him and the next day. But a bigger thing too is like, what happened to coming to a community and being humble? Like when I first joined, I've almost been YouTubing for 2 years. When I came into the community, Alan reached out, did an interview, and he's like, "Hey, you should come on the comic book collector club with this guy Biggie Shack." And I came on, and Biggie was there, and you, and Papa Wheelie, and CJ, and like all these people. And I was scared. Like I was like, these people have been doing this for a long time. They're very good at it. They're very knowledgeable. And the only thing I could do is act humble and be thankful for where I was. And like, I was very grateful, and I still am with all the friends I've made. So like, I feel like when you come into community too, I used to watch razer stuff when he was talking about comics. The videos I want to watch are people talking about comics, teaching me something I don't know, and all of a sudden he leaned into drama, and I was like, these aren't the videos I watch. Like I want to learn something. Like Alan's videos teach me so much with him and Steppo. Biggie's spec stuff, and the books that he posts on Instagram. It's always something teaching me stuff. So I think at the end of the day, we all, when you start into a community, like any community I've come into for collecting, I just feel like you got to come in and be humble.
That's very nice.
Sense?
I totally agree with that.
That's kind of changed because I think the community, and I always knew this was going to happen because in my multiverse, I've talked about this with Biggie. It was very clicky it was like clicks amongst clicks. It was always a race for the spec book. It was a race for dollar band digging. It was you know what I mean? So over there there's a lot of heavy hitters as far as spec and all that. It was always tension. You could tell amongst, once they all broke up, it was different. But I think it's gotten to the point where the first person, and I'm sure it happened because the quarter Niobe, this stuff has been going on by generation, right? Now we're in this time. It's kind of happening in different ways. And the moment somebody, a channel takes a shot at another channel, I think that begins a ripple effect to eventually led to Sticky and what's happening now. And it becomes more combatant. You know what I mean? Like, I think Brian was on the defense because Brian, again, got called out of his name multiple times. So again, you can only call a dude out, and then it's over social media, right? So how do you not defend yourself in a certain way? And I think that's going. I think it's unfortunately probably going to happen with two other guys or maybe two other channels months from now. It is what it is, and I told Biggie, like, I would never call out another channel, nothing like that. If it happens organically behind the scenes, then it's more of a natural thing. But once you start calling out channels and content creators for whatever your reasons are, and you don't back it up, you're going to look a certain way.
I'm gonna say this. This is evolving, and I appreciate what both you guys are saying. I think you're both right. I think that, but the glaring thing right now to point out is that this is evolving where now we're using voice messaging and messages on Instagram, and it's getting like almost Maury Povich, Jerry Springer vibes.
Yeah, because I would not. I like I told you earlier, Biggie, I would never pull out any type of messages on Instagram because I feel that's a personal communication with whoever, especially in this type of drama or whatever we're going to call it. You know what I mean? I didn't, when Brian did that, I was like, oh, come on, bro. But I get it. I get it. Like, I understand his strategy.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a strategy. I think he's just trying to. It seems like a guy that's just legitimately saying, "Hey, look, I tried to do my best. Mistakes happen. but you know, I'm willing to grow, and here's proof that I had good intentions, but maybe it didn't work out. You know, that happens all the time. I really feel like Brian is like coming at this without any malice in mind.
Well, I disagree on that a little bit. I think Ryan. No, I wouldn't say malice. Malice is not the word to use. It's probably not the right word.
You
I
both
would say
it about equally, honestly. Like fucking Razor's been consecutively wrong mostly, but they're both giving each other a little give and go. I think.
One thing I wasn't happy when I watched, you know, I have to have opinions, so I watch stuff. I don't like watching drama stuff. I've surrounded myself with good people that don't do that stuff, and I just want to talk comics. I have enough crappy stuff in my real life going on that I'd rather just
That's
like
what
escape.
I feel too.
Yeah.
And when he did his voting for the CBCAs, the things he kept saying was, "Oh, how's this guy feel about me? Does this guy like me? Does this guy have a problem with me?" That's not what it's about. The CBCAs are there to put out channels, and then you go watch these channels over the voting period and say, "Hey,
And
this
pick
guy
the
has a
ones you
passion
like.
for it." Yeah, and you pick the ones you like. You don't vote based on how you think people feel about you.
By
That's
the way,
not
I
a
voted for
disservice
you.
to the awards. Oh, what's that? I voted for you for unboxing because I know I have no chance in that category. I'm just grateful to be a finalist. Like, I'm a very new person on the block. I'm just grateful to be even mentioned alongside Alan
No, it's
and
cool.
DJ and stuff.
It's
So
cool as fuck, bro. Like again, like I said earlier, if I had a channel, bro, and I was nominated, you damn right I'm gonna lean to it. I'm a damn right. Like I said in my thumbnails, and don't let me win 2-3 times in a row because I will say 3-time CBC award winner. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a nice feather in your hat, but at the end of the day, it doesn't, you know. And I don't know what Razer knows about monetization. Talking about Brian with that, but it is very hard to make. I monetize fully, and it is pennies on the dollar for the kind of views that I'm getting or Brian's getting. It is like pennies on the dollar. Like it is just so like the
I
award
make
show.
$300 a month from YouTube.
Yeah,
That's not bad. That's better than me.
I haven't been able to cash out because I'm still sub $100. I'd be above it, but they took my super chat from still only 35 cents because I actually set up as a business account. So I'm fighting YouTube for $40. But yeah, you're right, Darth. It's a feather in your cap. At the end of the day, it does not do. You know, you could say 1-time, 2-time, 3-time award winning. You know, comic community awards. But at the end of the day, it's just about having fun and getting to know different people.
Hold on.
Right. Just like, and I mean this in all fun and games, and just like Brian could add a little stripe on his resume for, you know, what do you want to like? What do we want to call it? Well, actually, Razer named it perfectly earlier. He wanted his Comic Time moment, and I'm gonna be Alan. I know you were saying that there was no malice, and I don't. Malice is the wrong word to use. It's probably another word, and I think Brian definitely leaned into like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna, no matter how you slice it and dice it, come out on top, whether we want to call it a win or not, or Comic Time moment, or I got your moment. I think that's clearly what he's leaning into. And to be fair, he did what he felt he had to do, and you cannot. I won't knock him for that. And I told Razer as much. You know,
the reason I say that, like I'm giving maybe a little bit more credit to Brian in this than Razer, is Brian was, even though like Razer said mean things at the end of the day, right? Brian has never said anything bad about Razer.
Didn't, nope.
And he has even offered a Razer the opportunity to become part of the committee. Yeah. You know, that those kind of actions show good intent. And when people show good intent, I interpret their actions in a positive way.
That's fair.
So,
when he was talking about the $100 for Rob Fatstat, Rob in that stream said multiple times, I don't think it was that much. I can't remember. I think that was way more than what I paid. If you go back and watch that stream, Rob Fatstat consistently says, maybe 100. I don't know. I don't think I paid that much even. He goes, it might have been way less. You go watch that stream. So just to say it was $100 is not true. And Darth, do you have a channel, man?
I'm working on it.
Please let me know. I will definitely come sub you up and check out your stuff, man.
I think I'm gonna do it when I'm gonna work on the. I'm really gonna do that multiverse, bro. I'm gonna go by. I have a formula. Biggie knows it, and that's how I'm gonna try to pop out my channel. I'm gonna build.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep a project going in the back, and we're gonna wait till around November, December, and give y'all some content. I think.
Very cool.
I put everybody by era, by year they started, which would be hard to do because I'm gonna have to track down when people started. Because it's
Well,
easier to
it's
do that
actually
way.
easy to find out when people started their channels, by the way.
Yeah, I know you go to the YouTube channel, but Alan, that okay? So I created an account to watch YouTube, and it says there 2018. So I don't really know if that's
You can
actually.
actually look at the date of their very first video. That's the way
Yeah.
I always go by.
Oh no shit.
So
Yep.
just order the videos by history, like like most recent,
I did
and
that
then go to
yesterday, but
the
I did
very
it
first.
yesterday for my multiverse, and I know that he was doing content way more than 4 years ago. And I think I did it with Jim Comics, my personal goat. No
Sometimes they
offense.
delete those old videos. I don't know why, but some people
Oh,
delete them.
probably so they could store more videos. Maybe.
No, it's not that.
No.
No, the channel owner has to delete the video.
Well, but like I was telling Biggie, there's no way that 50%, like what, 73 channels. I think maybe 20 would respond. Everybody has responded for my multiverse except one guy. But to
Okay.
get the other channels to respond, I don't know. So like I was telling Biggie, I'm just gonna run with that year on the people's profile,
Yeah, that's
so I could get
easiest way.
right. Is the easiest way so I can put everybody in generations. And I'm thinking maybe 3 to 4, because I mean we can't do like 10 years, because if I can separate 70, like I divided it, so it's like 14 in one universe, I can do it by the time that they started from, like, let's say '06 to 2010, right? All those channels that
Mhm.
started within that time frame, I could put them in one
But
multiverse and go from
but
there.
my guess is there's probably several thousand. I would say several thousand YouTube comic book channels.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
There's a
see, that's
lot of them.
I
There's
think
a
there's
lot
that's
of
why I'm
people.
gonna do when I get. I might not even make it to 100. I
I
might
think there's
call it.
2,000 that we could like make a universe, but Alan's probably right. There's probably like 20,000, but I
Well,
think
there's
it's
a bunch of people like, oh, I'm showing my comics. Yeah.
right.
Right. But see,
Mhm.
I'm gonna narrow it down. I
No.
think I might just call it in a few here. Like I
Well,
keep forgetting to put. I add the
what
one
I'd
guy that used
recommend
to.
is you kind of be very narrow focused, and then make a list of maybe the top 100, kind of,
Yeah,
where you
and
kind of really
you're
narrow it
right. I
down.
agree.
You can even use, here's a trick. Like I love coming up with solutions to things. That's my day job. Um, what you could do is actually go to the comic book community awards page and see all the people that got nominated in the first place. That's a good list to work from in terms of here's a bunch of channels that are actually semi-known within the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, my YouTube will tell you I started in 2012, but that's when I joined. I didn't start creating content till January of 2022.
Right. And that's like that's kind of the thing there with that. Like, how accurate do I want to be? But
Right.
at the same time, I was really thinking of a way out of that. Hey, when I do this, because I'm a pre-recorded, because there's no way it can be done live, right? So if I pre-recorded, I will say, hey, um, I reached out to some responded, some didn't. Yada yada yada. If you feel if should you watch it and you want to reach out and give me the year you started doing content, you can. That'd be great, or not. Because I just don't. Because I was like last week, I was telling Biggie I was in another multiverse, bro. These comics and pals, like big. It's kind of a medium to big size channel. A lot of people live. I popped in there. They were very gracious. They were like multiverse, like, what do you mean? I kind of explained it. They told me the year they started, which was accurate to when I looked up their channel. And these guys were interviewing Tom King, dude. And
So
so there's a lot of people out there. So
I got to try to wrap this up soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play. It's at 31 minutes. We got 50 minutes on this bad boy. I'm
okay.
gonna play the 40-minute mark. We're gonna pause and then we're gonna talk and then we're gonna play from 40 to 50. So we're gonna start now.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I got to peace out, guys. I got to have dinner. I was just cooking
You
saucy
edited that?
pork burrito bowls for me and my wife.
Bye,
I
Brandon.
was just
All
making
right,
dinner.
brother.
So
Good
I just
meeting
want to
you.
pop on and give you my little opinion on it. Stay humble, Darth. When you do your thing, hit me up. I'd be more than happy to help if I can in any way.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon,
def-
come on my channel again sometime.
Yeah, just shoot. Just tell me when you're going to be on there. So if I love to come on and chat with you
Every
and Steppo.
Friday I do like a community thing where
Well, I never want to take away from you and Steppo unveiling pieces of history that
No, that's
are
usually
just
on Mondays. Mondays we do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Fridays it's open.
That Okajima pedigree was awesome.
Yeah.
But yes, okay, definitely. I'll hit you up, Alan. Biggie, much respect to the king. Darth, nice to meet you, man.
Later, dog. Thanks, Mom.
There you go, brother. Full, you want transparency. There you go.
Oh man, how long did it take?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
So there, you want transparency. There you go, brother. So,
I like how you use
what
my
kind of
personal
shit do you want to make up now?
I like how you use my personal voice recording on Instagram to put that on your YouTube channel. That's.
I mean, hey, the gloves are off, right? You're calling me.
Yeah. Hey, man. I guess
so
I
not,
guess
right?
you get involved in a little bit of drama. I would have never thought to use the personal Instagram voice recording, but hey, yeah, I guess you want to take it to another level. So okay, we can take it to another level, Brian. I didn't know we were doing that. Holy shit! All right. Good go, man. Good go. So yeah, I was not expecting that. Thank you for using my personal Instagram. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, that is exactly how I feel.
Razer, right?
I'm not going to apologize for how I feel. If that's what you're looking for.
The gloves are off, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad. Hey, man, I'm happy to
bullshit
see you.
questions you got for me?
I'm happy to see you dip your toe into the drama side of the community, guys. So,
well,
when you think that Brian doesn't get involved in the drama,
you out, sometimes you got to punch back, man.
Very good, Brian. Very good.
What else you got for me?
Well, the main questions were those three, man. Again, like I said, I wasn't going to be here for a long time. I'm here for a short time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I mean? So those were the questions that I had. That was great. It was a great job. I wish I could be. I hope I could be a sponsor, man, because I'll definitely sell you $100 if we can get this done today. That's the same text I sent some women I know. You know what I'm saying? I can just forward that straight to you and then make me a sponsor and it's done, man. I'll send you 200 if that's what it takes.
Yeah, I think. Believe me, I got a special trophy I can send you.
Oh, come on, come
Brian,
on.
You know what? I don't have any more questions. I want to actually.
Well, it was great having you, Razer. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on.
See right there. See right there. I don't know about that time.
Yeah, a little early.
Well, in the fuck, it's over. So we didn't have to go 20 minutes. That's it.
No. He kicked him out for a little bit.
I mean, did he come back?
Well, Brian kicked him out, I believe.
He didn't kick him out. He said, "I'm leaving," and he
left. Sounded like he was leaving.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. But he does come back. I believe he does come back. Oh shit!
So he came back already. I think you missed it, Darth, because he just literally said, "I'm done with my questions. I'm out." That was the end of it.
Oh damn. Okay. Because I was watching.
He already came back. He already got kicked out and came back. So we've seen the whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, that was it. So, damn. I guess we'll just talk about it for a minute and get on out of here. But, yeah, Razer did not.
He did not like being called out in terms of Brian showing the receipts for the Instagram chat.
Yeah, it looked like
maybe that was a little bit of a overstep on Brian's part for showing a personal conversation. Probably should have asked first before doing that, but
yeah, I take that more. I think that's inside baseball. I think if I reach out to you on Instagram, that's between me and you.
Yeah,
right. That's
but you can't go around saying like I've been trying to hit this guy up multiple times.
Right.
And then come on the channel and expect him to roll with that narrative because that was narrative, obviously, and he got caught in it.
Yeah. Well, again, like it goes back what I said earlier. You kind of reap what you sow. We've seen this kind of play out on a different level. Again, you're gonna call people out for whatever the reasons they are, and you don't have the proper receipts, and you get caught up, and you cannot defend yourself. You're gonna look a certain way, and it is what it is, right? I mean, because again, like I said, he calling the man. Brian said it multiple times. You were calling me out of my name. You were calling me blah 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 blah. And
that was interesting. I do feel like I mean when LCS was at the end, he was a little showboating. I mean, he was like, "Got any more bullshit questions? Got any more?" He was showboating a little bit, but I don't blame him. I mean, you go through all this shit,
right?
And
You can't blame them. You got to call it. I'm trying, like neutral. I'm calling it. I like Razer. I'm a Razer guy. But I'm gonna call this neutrally because it's really not my politics. Like I think the awards are cool. I think it'd be great if they get expanded. Like I just said, I think we all agree, Brian. Maybe
hold on.
could have some help and whatever the case may be, right?
Evil says he comes back and asks the 3 questions. He asks again.
Yeah, bro, that's what I mean. It's not done. I think they go on.
All right, we'll look again. I was ready to wrap it up.
No, I mean
it's cool. We'll look at it. I want to see it all. I thought that was it.
No.
There's more.
There's more. He just literally said, "I'm leaving. I'm done."
Yeah, it looked like it was all over.
Yeah, people are saying that there's more to it.
There's more. He leaves them on timeout. He says it. Oh, Razor's backstage, but he can wait or whatever it was he said, and kept going. Then brought him back.
Ohio deserves better than Bernie Moreno.
I don't even know who Bernie Moreno is.
Ohio. Did you know that Ohio has the most astronauts?
So let's draw. So this is for the end of the month giveaway.
Oh, he did come back.
Yeah. Well, he gave away books in his
questions. And I wanted to run through them before you do your victory lap. And I get off here. So I did ask the community for some questions to bring to you, and I have just a couple of them.
Sure.
And I know you want me to get off here, so that way everybody can high five you. High five and slap ass, man. How good Brian did today. So let's go ahead and run through them. First question I have was from Silver Banshee. He wanted me to ask you, does Brian think that the awards have brought the comic book community together, or has it split the comic community apart in small factions?
Based on some of the responses of some of the winners in previous years, I think it's brought it together.
Next question comes from Drew Manchu. Ask Brian if he regrets not being more transparent about his process outright.
I think we've covered it here. We, for new guys like you, I think we answered all the questions. So if there's any questions, like I said, there's multiple ways you can get a hold of me via Instagram or via the website. Just reach out to me. I'll answer any questions anybody has.
Just not on Friday and only after 9 p.m. Got it. Okay, this is the last one from Whack Comics. Whack,
well, that's only for you,
That was a good, funny question because we all know Whack. Lee's a funny guy. He roasted me a couple times. So I figure we can end with his question that he has for you because he does have a couple of them for you. So let me give Whack Comics his questions that he has for Brian here. I've got a few questions for Brian. Please make sure he knows they're from me. So he wants to make sure that Whack knows that they're from him. First question, who do you think you are?
Just a comic book collector and reader. That's all I am.
Very good. Second question, what gives you the right?
What gives you the
Nobody
right?
else is doing it, and it's a free country. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Bam.
Brian dropping that bomb. Third question from Whack Comics. How dare you?
Oh, come on.
Thanks, Brian.
That's all you got? That was it. That was easy.
Those are stupid questions.
Oh, that sucked. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so that's lame. So yeah, I think Brian handled it well.
Yeah, Brian won. I mean, ain't no competition, but
I don't think Brian was trying to win. I think he was just trying to clear the air. I
Well, I think Razor thought, oh, Whack will be my feather in the hat. I'll use Whack. That was Whack will. They
that's lame.
They sabotaged you. But okay, I guess that was it, man. That was something. It don't look like Razor had an argument against the fact that he wasn't as hard to get a hold of as he seemed. Like he was kind of deflecting from that. Then when he got to it, LCS was like, "No, this is the facts. You didn't reach out that much," and he accepted it. So Razor may have been making some bullshit up from what I've seen on this video. Nothing against Razor, but
I think you know what it is, and I think Razor a bit of an entitled person in this respect, where like some people really get upset if you don't respond. Like because I deal with so many people in my day job. I had one client where I had to do a Zoom call, and Zoom for whatever reason, was being obnoxious. And it took me an extra 5 minutes to get onto the call. And they were ready to quit. They were ready to stop all the business that I was going to do with them because I was late by 5 minutes. Okay? You know, some people, they get really, really upset if you don't make an appointment. You don't meet an appointment. Some people just get, it's like the end of the world to them. But things happen. Stuff happens. It's life, you know? I think Razer just took it a little too seriously. And he took it personally when it was not a personal attack, is my point.
Yeah, I think that he reached out a couple times, and LCS didn't respond as quick as he would like, and he ran with the ball, and he was just like, "This guy ain't reaching out to me. This really went to shit."
Mm-hmm.
And voice messages were not friendly. LCS didn't lie about that, so I think that's all we really got. You got anything you want to say, Dark, before we go?
No, Razor's still my guy. I support him and all of you guys.
I'm not saying Razor's a bad guy. I'm just saying, you know.
I think it's a fair analogy of it, fair analysis of it. I think all three of us were called it as we see it. It's not personal. I support Brian and Razor, and you know, if I ever get nominated for an award, you better believe I'm a milk it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's all. I think it's fun. I think it's awesome. I think maybe we should all band together and help it grow it bigger. More channels.
We all help. Alan helps a lot. Every fucking video, Alan shouts it out. I shout it out. Everybody fucking shouts it out. So we're doing good.
Yeah, my multiverse, I think, you know, needs to get up in the mix a little bit more.
Maybe more. I didn't see Brian McKay like shouting it out every video, but you know,
no,
he didn't feel like it. You know, it's all good. But he was in it, so there you go. There's a lot of people. It's growing. It's doing good. Razer had questions. We all had questions the first couple of years this came around. Everybody was like, "What is this?" We were all kind of up in arms. And he came in and he's like, "I have an opinion." And he was asked to do a video, then he was told not to, and it just riled him up a little bit. He's like, "Oh, you know," and I completely get it. I was asked to do a video whenever I wasn't part of the show. Mm-hmm. I did my video. That was it. You know, they know that I didn't.
Yeah,
agree
you did a video last year.
I did, yeah. I was Shaq.
I liked it. I thought that was really good.
Yep. So, you know, it's whatever, man. But I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you, Alan, for joining. Thank you, Darth. If Razer or LCS watches this, that was something, guys. You guys really did your thing, man. See y'all later, dude.
Biggie. Biggie.